Welcome back, everyone. We've had scores all over the place on the channel this summer, but today's is a good one, so I hope you enjoy. We're playing Belmont Golf Course in Langley, Canada, and it's a deceivingly tough track, despite the short yardage on paper. And towards the end of the season, conditions are wet and a bit soft, so here on the first hole I opt for driver, even though midsummer it might be something less. And the day starts just fine, with a drive up the right side that will leave me a wedge in. This is a good effort, and it pitches right next to the hole before rolling above it about 12 feet.
It's got a chance. It's got a chance! Oh! Ooh, baby.
The second hole starts with a great drive here. It needs to carry about 220 to get over that hump, and I just made it. And the approach shot here is flared a bit to the right, but it is pin high. And my first lag putt of the day isn't great.
Yes!
But I am able to make the 8-footer for par. This is the first of 6 par 3s on this course, and each one is over 200 yards save for the last. And I didn't get all of that one. And evaluating my 40-shot pitch here, I decide to come and take a look at this green.
Oh shit.
It pays off, and this one gets close.
Oh, fuck you. Okay.
But unfortunately, I can't find the 3-footer. This is a good drive up the right, but it lands on the cart path and rolls down the cart path and loses 20 or 30 yards. This one is just a hair short, and the chip leaves me with a bit of work to do for par.
That's the shot I wanted to hit.
But I managed to ram in the 8-footer. This is a blind tee shot on a par 3. I clubbed down one club and hit one right on line, but it misses the green a few paces short.
Oh, well done.
And that's a good lag putt. And I don't take this 3-footer for granted after missing the last one. Really spent my time on it here. And sometimes, despite all of your best efforts, you still don't make the 3-footer.
Yep.
On the tee of this par 5, I hit a good one, and I get absolutely no rollout on it.
Oh, no roll.
And this one's a bit skinny and doesn't go all that far.
Oh.
And that's a horrible shot into the trees that clips a branch and winds up 30 or 40 short of the green. And these pitches really aren't releasing, and you'll see it's not until the back 9 that I really managed to pick up on that.
Oh my god, wow!
And I'll have to settle for a bogey here.
Alright, this is Adam.
Just another 200-plus yard par 3, and this one lands a bit short of the green before trickling up pretty close to the hole. And I overread that one just a hair, but par on 200-yard par 3s is fine by me. This is a dogleg right, so my pull to the left here is going to leave me a long way home. And out of that lie, I didn't get great contact with the forward, so I'll still have about 150 in. And you can see I don't like the way I hit that one. That's another bad shot on this hole. We're really starting to stack them up. But I do hit a good lag putt here. And I'll get out of this hole with a bogey. And I always say that if mistakes turn into bogeys and not doubles, that's just fine. The 9th hole is a dogleg right, and once again I hit a good drive up the left. And I end up in a pretty lousy lie here. This is a nervy shot from 180 out of the rough, and I put good contact on it with the 4 hybrid, and it's probably my best shot of the day. I don't quite manage to drop the birdie, but we'll get through the front 4 over. So a somewhat unconventional front 9 for me. Bogeying both the par 5s is never fun, but the driver was working reasonably well, and none of my mistakes turned into doubles. If this is relatable to you and you're enjoying this type of content, be sure to subscribe. I upload 2 videos a week featuring rounds just like this. The back 9 starts with a stray drive up the right. And in hindsight, even at this time of year, driver just isn't the club here. But the golf gods smile on me, and I actually had a pretty good line through the trees here, right at the pin. It pitches very close and rolls about 10 feet past.
Okay, I gotta
and
see.
very happy to get out of this hole with a tap-in par after the stray drive.
Ooh.
This is a long, tough par 4,
Draw. That's gonna look.
and I hit about the best drive I could, and it only goes about 240.
Ah. Yeah, left.
And this hybrid is a fade that misses short right. And this chip is left well short of the hole, and after this one I finally learned my lesson on the next hole. I'm not able to drop the 20-footer, and will settle for bogey here. Just another 200 plus yard par 3 here, and this one was hit high on the face and misses short right. And I watch my partner Daryl fire one right at the pin here, and it still only releases a few feet, and I decide to get inspired by that, and deliberately chose to fly this one directly to the hole. And finally I've learned the lesson that these greens are super receptive, so I can just fire pitches like that. This is the most gettable par 5 on the course, but 500 plus in conditions today means I won't get there in 2. But at least with a reasonable drive and a decent forward out of the right rough here, I will be inside 100 for my approach shot. This one is pulled just a hair, but right on the number. And I'm lining up this birdie putt, and I'll let you listen to it.
Like, come on. Stop. I've just been yelling for like a month.
There were actually 3 separate screaming incidents from that group. I'm glad they were having fun, but it did distract me from this putt. But I finally got settled over it, and guess what? I drained it. The longest of the par 3s today, I actually had to grab a 4-wood for this one. And it goes over the bunker here and rolls pretty close to the pin, but just a few feet off the back. I misread that one a bit, but you know what? Another par on these long par 3s is fine by me. I pulled this drive a hair, but it'll wind up right by the 150. And I grab an extra club here, but probably let off it just a bit, and it misses a few paces short. That's always fun, and certainly unexpected.
That's the best one.
Another good drive here on 16, and I have to grab a 5-iron for this approach. It lands a bit short, but trickles onto the front of the green. And for the first time in a while, I'll have a long, testing lag putt.
Oh, nice touch.
I rolled it very well, and we'll get out here with par. The 6th and final par 3 is a short one, and I really don't get all of a 5 hybrid here. And you'll see that I'm away here, so I get no read. And I'll have to settle for bogey. On 18, I hit a horrible, horrible drive. Not a way to end the day. And those trees were in my line a bit more than it appeared. And I aimed this one out to the left, and was actually lucky to avoid some water that you'll see here. My rangefinder wouldn't lock on a number here. It was either 125 or 135, and I decided to just hoist an 8-iron into the air.
Good?
And we're happy with the tap-in par on 18. So there it is. It might not look pretty, but it's a 4 over 74, and good for a 3.4 differential. And I think it's worth noting that even on a day with a 4 over, I managed to average almost 1 bad shot per hole. But dropping a couple of birdies and putting well can certainly help you salvage a score when you're not striking the ball well. I might not expect to score like this every day, but it's a good feeling to play mediocre golf and score like this.